If you are reading or listening to this right now, stop. I mean it. Put down whatever is in your hands. Silence the artificial noise of the room around you. Close the other tabs. Breathe, because what I am about to tell you did not find you by the cold, mechanical algorithms of the internet. You did not randomly stumble across this transmission. You are standing at the exact coordinates of a divine appointment. There is a hyperdimensional shift barreling toward your life right now. It is not going to send you a polite warning. It is not going to give you weeks to get your affairs in order or let you rehearse how you will react. It is simply going to arrive. And when it does, the timeline you have been trapped in will shatter in a single, irrevocable breath. Pay extremely close attention, because what I am about to reveal carries the weight of ancient esoteric truth. The enemy, the unseen forces that the early Gnostic Christians called the architects of chaos and delay has been in absolute overdrive these past few weeks. Why? Not because they have the power to block what the monad, the true supreme source, has decreed for you. They do not. They never did. They never did, but they know exactly what is about to walk through your door. And since they cannot stop the breakthrough from arriving, they have shifted their entire, desperate strategy to stopping you. They have been running massive energetic interference, keeping you chronically exhausted, drowning you in sudden, inexplicable doubt, making you second-guess every decision, every instinct, every prayer. All of it is mathematically calculated to make you look in the wrong direction the exact moment your deliverance lands. They need you so buried in the dense, heavy fog of this material matrix that you do not even recognize your own inheritance when it is standing right in front of you. But that strategy ends today, right here, right now, because you are about to see exactly what they have been trying to hide. To understand the magnitude of what is happening to you, we must look beyond the surface of modern religion and dig into the forbidden wisdom of antiquity. In the Nag Hammadi texts, hidden in the Egyptian desert for over a millennium, the mystics spoke of Heimarmene the oppressive, cyclical fate imposed upon humanity by lower celestial rulers. These rulers, the Archons, feed on human despair, frustration, and reactive anger. Their ultimate weapon is not physical destruction, but psychological exhaustion. Think about the waiting you have been enduring, that suffocating, echoing silence from heaven that stretched so incredibly long it started to feel permanent. You began to whisper to yourself in the dark, maybe this is just how my life is now. Maybe I am destined to struggle. All of that is about to end, and it is not ending simply because a cosmic clock finally ran out, or because the universe suddenly took pity on you. It is ending because of something you already did, something you finished without even realizing you were taking the final test. Go back in your memory to this past week. There was a moment, maybe more than one, when a situation came at you completely sideways. No warning, no preparation. A conflict or a provocation exploded in your face, demanding an immediate, visceral reaction. Every nerve in your biological body fired up. Your ego, your trauma, and every survival instinct you possess screamed at you to fight back, to defend your name, to set the record straight, to unleash hell. The adrenaline surged. The weapons were drawn in your mind. You had every legal and moral justification to destroy them with your words, but you didn't. Something deeper, a quiet, ancient current beneath your flesh made you pause. It made you breathe. It made you choose silence. When everything in the natural world demanded war, you stepped back. You walked away, even though your ego felt like it was swallowing crushed glass. In the aftermath, when the heat died down, the Archons immediately sent the whispers. You are weak. You should have destroyed them. Your silence means you lost. But what if everything you believed about that moment is completely backwards? What if that silence was not weakness, but the most lethal, high-frequency weapon you could have deployed? In the mystical traditions of Hesychasm, absolute inner stillness is the ultimate armor against dark forces. By choosing not to react, you starved the Archons of the chaotic energy they were trying to harvest from you. That restraint was not you losing. It was you passing the final initiation. It was your signature on the spiritual document that just removed the very last obstacle between you and your promised breakthrough. You completed the cycle, and completion is what triggers the release. You are reading these words right now because the source of all creation orchestrated it. Do not treat this like background noise. Your future self, the sovereign, awakened version of you that is about to inherit the promise requires your absolute, undivided presence in this second. Let me validate what the last several days have actually felt like, so you know you are not losing your mind. The atmosphere around you hasn't just been quiet, it has been dense. Like the gravity in your room suddenly increased. You are moving through your normal routines, but everything feels like it is happening underwater. You feel one step behind, dragging your spirit through a thick, invisible web. You've been waking up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, lying in the dark, heart beating slightly too fast, not in panic, but in high alert. Your soul knows the tectonic plates of your destiny are shifting. Even if your conscious mind hasn't caught up yet, you are caught in the liminal space, the agonizing gap between the life that is dying behind you and the life that is forming just out of sight. In this tension, the enemy has been whispering one specific, terrifying lie on repeat. Your breakthrough is delayed, and it is your fault, but we must turn to the ancient prophets to decode the architecture of this moment. The Book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 9, speaks a hyperdimensional truth directly into your current coordinate in spacetime. What do you conspire against the Lord? He will make an utter end of it. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. Read that again. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. The Archon system wants you to believe you are trapped on a karmic wheel, a cycle that keeps spinning you back to the same financial ruin, the same heartbreak, the same isolation. They need you to believe the clock just reset to 0. But you are not in a cycle. You are in a conclusion. A cycle repeats. A conclusion ends forever. That crushing weight on your chest right now, that is not the universe punishing you. That is finality. It is the weight of an era ending so thoroughly that it is being erased from your timeline. It is the terrifying tension of a rope 1 microsecond before it snaps. Now, I must expose the hidden virus running in the background of your faith-specific programming keeping your manifestation at bay. You believe in miracles. You believe in the power of the divine. You celebrate when others receive their breakthrough, their healing, their sudden financial freedom. But deep in your subconscious, buried under layers of unprocessed trauma, you signed a dark, invisible contract. The contract says, God does these things for people, just not for people like me. You believe you are the exception. Maybe it's because of a mistake you made a decade ago that still haunts your midnight hours. Maybe you prayed with every fiber of your being in the past, and were met only with deafening silence, watching the blessing go to someone else. And every time you were disappointed, you took it as cosmic proof that you are the asterisk, the fine print, the one who doesn't quite qualify for the full inheritance. You believe you are marked for struggle, that invisible ceiling above your head. God did not build it. You built it out of misinterpreted pain. Look at the prophet Elijah. He stood on Mount Carmel and called down fire from the heavens, defeating the prophets of Baal in the most undeniable display of supernatural supremacy in his generation. He commanded the elements. He brought rain to a cracked, dead earth. But immediately after this absolute victory, Queen Jezebel sent him a single death threat, and the man who just commanded cosmic fire ran. He collapsed under a broom tree in the desert and begged God to end his life. He said, "It is enough. I am the only one left. Take my life." Right in the aftermath of his greatest triumph, he was hit with a spiritual backlash. He felt isolated, singled out, and marked for destruction. He believed he was the tragic exception. But notice the response of the divine. God did not appear in a whirlwind to rebuke him for a lack of faith. God did not lecture him. God sent an angel to feed him. Let him sleep, and Tenside arise and eat, for the journey is too great for you. It was not an insult. It was an alchemical truth. The journey you are about to step into requires an operating system entirely different from the one you have been using. The version of you that runs on the fumes of unworthiness. The version that believes you have to beg and scrape to qualify for a blessing. That version cannot survive where you are going. You must transition from fighting for your breakthrough to fighting from your breakthrough. Fighting for implies you lack it. It is the energy of desperation. Fighting for means you already own it in the quantum realm. You are simply holding your royal posture while the physical world rearranges itself to match your vibration. You are not being asked to muster up human strength you do not have. You are being commanded to receive, to drop the heavy armor of the survivor and step into the garments of the air. If this transmission is tearing through the fog in your mind right now, I need you to anchor this shift in physical reality. Go to the comments and type the word received. This is not for an algorithm. It is a spiritual coordinate. By typing it, you are breaking agreement with the lie of the exception. You are legally notifying the unseen realm that you have taken possession of the deed. Now, stand still and receive the final verdict. This is the decree currently being read over your life in the highest courts of heaven. The assignment against your destiny is hereby cancelled. Every archonic scheme designed to delay, distract, and siphon your light is rendered null and void. The clock has hit 0. The waiting room is permanently closed. What has your name written on it is arriving, and it is not coming to some future, perfect version of you. It is coming to you exactly as you are today, with your scars, your exhausted eyes, your history, and your fiercely loyal heart. You are ready. You are worthy. Now, do something physical. Place your hand firmly over your heart. We are going to speak a declaration. Spoken words are geometric codes. They restructure the molecules of the air around you. Speak this out loud, so your own ears hear the sound of your sovereignty. I am not the exception. I am the intended target of the divine blessing. Every silence I endured was not abandonment. It was preparation. The restraint I showed in the face of chaos was the final act that sealed my deliverance. I completely released the contract of unworthiness. I tear down the ceiling built from my past pain. The door is not cracked. It is blown wide open. What the monad has decreed over my life cannot be stolen by any dark force, and cannot be delayed another second. I am ready. I'm Enohu. I receive it all. If you felt that click into place, if the heavy, underwater feeling just broke due, now let this moment fade into the background noise of your day. Share this message with one other person who you know is fighting this same invisible battle. The monad uses us to awaken each other. Subscribe to this channel. We are gathering these scattered sparks, the chosen ones who refuse to bow to the illusion of this matrix any longer. You passed the test of silence. The cycle is broken. The illusion is shattered. Your pain ends tonight. Step into the light.